Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. It is time for our Facebook Live, so welcome, whether you're watching the replay or here live with me. So glad you're here. I look forward to this time each week to spend a little crafty time with you, kind of reconnect. And I hope that you look forward to it as well. I don't keep you long, just want to get a little time in to be creative in the middle of the week, have a little bit of fun. So I think I've been doing these Facebook Lives for about 6 months now, maybe even a little bit longer. And it's been fun. It's been a learning curve too, hasn't it, y'all? Good morning, Mary. So I have a cute little Christmas project for you today. I'm really excited about. I know last week I said that I already had the project prepared, and I'm going to have to bump that one to next week because of the other thing that I have planned. So I'm not trying to be secretive or anything, but I'm going to bump that one back, and we have a different little Christmas project today. But I'm really starting to get into the Christmas mood now that it's a little bit cooler. We have such a great August to December mini catalog that's filled with holiday product. Good morning. Well, let's get started here. Last Saturday, I held my stamp camp, and we had a lot of fun heat embossing. And in the process of getting ready for that, we had a couple of little kind of medallions from the stamp set that we did some practice embossing. And so, you know, I leave that kind of thing on my desk, and it just kind of calls to me and tells me that it needs to be part of a project. So we're going to cover just a couple tips about heat embossing. I hope that that's something that you enjoy doing. It had been a long time since I'd heat embossed. And so I had to kind of brush up on my skills as well. But there's a few basic tools that you need when you're going to heat emboss. And the first thing is a Versamark ink pad. This is a watermark ink, and it's kind of sticky. And so you can see my ink pad has been well loved. But you want to make sure that your Versamark pad is nice and juicy, that you have it re-inked when you get ready to use it. You want to make sure that you cover it frequently while you're using it. And you're going to use that just like you would your regular classic ink. You ink up your stamp with that. To prep your cardstock before you stamp your image, you always want to use a powder tool. Now this is an embossing buddy that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. We don't carry that anymore. But you can find these little powder tools in many different places, craft stores, and you can find them online. You can also use a Swiffer duster cloth, or you can use a dryer sheet, a new dryer sheet. That will do the same thing. So what you're going to do is just brush it across. Now this one's in the package, we'll pretend. You just brush it across. You don't have to put a lot of powder. This just has some talcum powder in it. You brush it across. That helps take the static and the oils away from you handling the cardstock. And what that does is keeps the cardstock resisting the powder, the embossing powder, from where you don't want it. So you don't find the little stray bits of embossing powder. You get a nice image when you're done. Then we also have the embossing powder, and this is the white that we carry with Stampin' Up! There's also gold, silver, and clear. I love Stampin' Up! Embossing powder. I really do feel like it's one of the best embossing powders on the market. It's ultra fine, and so you're able to get a really good impression, really good image, and it works so well. And it'll make you happy when you go to heat emboss to see that powder change from that flat powder to the shiny finished product. Then you also want a really nice heat tool. And again, I recommend our Stampin' Up! Heat tool. It's about a $30 price point, but I have had my heat tool for many years. It's got a lot of great features. It does have 2 settings. The first setting is for, like, let's say you're stamping on vellum or a window sheet, and you are actually able to dry your ink if you need to do that, or if you're using a pigment ink like white craft ink. You know, that takes forever to dry. So you're actually able to dry that ink right quick with the first setting. The second setting is what you use to actually melt the embossing powder, and it gets super hot. Now, we do have this barrel comes to a point here, it's kind of protected. You don't ever want to touch this when you're using it, because I'm telling you, this tool gets super hot and very quickly heats your embossing powder and melts it. But it's very comfortable in your hand. It's easy to use. It does have this little stand that retracts, so highly recommend our Stampin' Up! Heat tool if you don't have one. But like I said, when you get one, you're going to have it for a long, long time, so it's a really good investment. So we're not actually going to be embossing today, but I do, like I said, have those images that we had worked on. So here is a sample of silver embossing powder. Thought that was really pretty. And then we have a sample of gold embossing powder. Such a, I'm running a little bit closer because you can see how much detail you're able to get. Now, another thing that we do, and I learned this kind of from my daughter Tara, she is a perfectionist, and when she's embossing, she will stamp with her Versamark, add her powder, her embossing powder, and we usually do that over a piece of copy paper that's been folded in half so that you can add back to your jar the excess powder. You kind of tap it off onto the paper, and then you add that back to the jar. Then she will take a Q-tip and kind of clean up and make sure there's no stray powder. You can also use a little paintbrush. You can use a toothpick, whatever works for you. So here we have it in white. Now, our clear powder is great because you can use it with any of our classic ink pads. So when you're going to do that, then you can have any color embossing that you wanted. When you're doing that, what you do is first ink your stamp with the Versamark. Then you move over to your classic ink pad. You stamp your image and add your clear embossing powder. And so it gives you a really cool effect with any color in our product line. Now today I'm using, let me think, this is Wishes and Wonder Bundle. And that's where our little North Pole stamp comes from. Okay, and then this is the die set that coordinates with it. So it has that beautiful sleigh. This tag, this die set is amazing. I know I've shown you these tags before, what it cuts out, but just for the tag alone, I think this die set is worth it. But it's got some beautiful deer, and so I've used this quite a bit, and I'm sure I will more as we get more into the Christmas season. Then I am also using the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper for our project. Super, super cute. Lots of very traditional Christmas colors with the red and green. I love the little designs. I think this is such a cute paper. I've used it quite a bit too. We're just going to use a Whisper White card base, and I did choose the thick Whisper White Cardstock. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So let's use our bone folder and get that nice there. And now I've got a couple layers. I've gone ahead with the dies and cut out our North Pole little circle, and then also this little medallion that we're going to layer that with. I do have a couple pieces of Designer Series paper that I matted with cardstock. This one with Mossy Meadow, this one with Real Red. And I will share the measurements in just a few minutes. I'll go back and I'll edit the video description once this is over, so that you can recreate this if you want to. And of course, you could use this layout with any paper that you have. So if you are working on Halloween projects right now, you could certainly use this layout to create a cute Halloween project. And let me get this matted somewhat straight. Or you could make Christmas projects, Thanksgiving projects, even use this layout into next year when we start having Valentine's Day. So I love showing you layouts that are very versatile when you just switch up your product a little bit. Okay, let me go ahead and mat this little piece. I think this is my favorite piece of Designer Series paper. And it's got that gingham on the back that we used a couple weeks ago to make our little apple card. Apple for the teacher. So I hope you're having a great day. And I hope you'll say hi when you pop on, and even say hi to some of your friends that you have here joining us this morning. Okay, let's go back to our card base, and we'll go ahead and add this piece. I'm using a little bit more glue today than I normally do. I don't know what I'm thinking there. So we're just going to add this kind of over to the left side. This is, like I said, a really simple little card. I like to show you that you don't have have to have a lot of fancy supplies and things to make a cute project. And I think I shouldn't have done that just yet, because I was really kind of wanting to wrap my ribbon around it. Well, darn. I didn't make a sample yet. Maybe I can still wrap my ribbon around it. We'll see. How much of a mess am I going to make today? Let me just do this. I just kind of had this designed in my head. It's been a busy week. So last night I sat down and pulled out some products, and then, like I said, had the little medallions already stamped. I think that'll work. We'll make it work, right? We're creative. We can do it. I think my medallion's still going to fit. Sure. And instead of a bow, I don't know that I left myself enough room. We'll just tie a little knot. I hope you are having a good week. I might have room for a bow. Let's see. We'll go for it. This is the Real Red sheer ribbon, and it is a favorite. I've used a bunch of it so far, and I'm sure I'll use some more. Oh yeah, that's going to work. You'll notice I have a dimensional here on the end, because that's how I hold my ribbon, so that when it's in its box, I don't have loose ends everywhere. So then I'm able just to set that dimensional aside. Then I'll add the ribbon back to the end, roll it back up, and I can just attach that outside or inside, and it keeps my ribbon together. That's a tip I've used for a long time. I know I've shared it before, but I also know I have some new viewers and friends here, so it's always worth repeating that. So this is another piece of the Designer Series paper that is super cute. This paper just makes me happy. And I think that we are going to just go for it today, and we're going to pop up both layers of this. So I think that the white embossed on Real Red Cardstock, you just can't beat it. It's so pretty. Such a nice bright white embossing powder. So this is Reindeer Air Freight. And I'll try to bring it a little bit closer. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but look at the detail, you guys. It's just such a nice fine embossing powder that you're able to get all of the detail of that sentiment. And we are almost done, you guys. This one came together very quickly. It is a cute little project. Now, this would be super cute as a tag as well, if you're like me and you love making tags. I think this paper is just perfect for tag making. And we'll just bring our little medallion in here and add it. May need to work on my bow a bit. It's a little bit big, but I think that's kind of whimsical that way. Okay, there you have it. A quick and easy little Christmas card with our traditional red and greens. I think it turned out super, super cute. Let me know what you think. And I'd love to see if you recreate it with some different papers. This would make a super cute Halloween card. You could actually put a little moon with the bats, with an owl. Oh, I could see a Halloween card, a Thanksgiving card, see tags. I'm gonna have to do some more crafting today, y'all, and I hope you will too. I do want to bring in this little flyer and remind you that today is our last day of the Get and Go Starter Kit. So our starter kit is always a great deal to become a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And to be part of my team of super inspired stampers. You do not have to hold classes. You don't have to do Facebook Lives. You don't have to do anything except for be a VIP shopper and use your discount. Stampin' Up! Supports those that want to just join for the discount, and I do as well. We have so much fun in our team. We have challenges, we have a team meeting, we do make and takes. So much fun, so many friendships are formed and enriched through our group. So we would love to have you join us. Through today, Stampin' Up! Is kind of throwing in a bonus with this Get and Go Starter Kit. You get some pre-cut card kits, you get 2 free stamp sets, and you get a package of bling. And all of that is on top of the starter kit price of $99 plus tax. You get free shipping, and you choose $125 worth of product in your kit. It is truly the best deal all of the time, but especially through today, being able to get that extra little bonus from Stampin' Up! So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to walk you through that process or answer any questions. And I hope that you enjoyed our little project today. I'll bring it back in one more time so you can see. Doesn't that ribbon just really add? I love it. I think it turned out super cute. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. And this time I really will share that Christmas project that I already have prepared, and I'm going to have so much inspiration for you. So I will see you next week. Thank you so much.